Hello, hi, fellow comrades. Yes, as usual, it excites me when I have time to share nuggets of truth with you. In fact, today we want to see how to work with the moon phases. Yes, you see, the moon has got effect on us. It has got a spiritual effect on us. So we'll look at the different forms of moon phases and how we can work with it. Now, the moon phases. The first one is the new moon. Yes, the new moon stands for new beginnings and it's good for beginning of things like searching for jobs, starting a new business, starting a new project. Yes, the new moon. That is the correct time for it. Has to do such, take such steps. Then we have got the waxing of the moon. The waxing of the moon is days after the new moon, getting towards the full moon. You see the moon growing in size, and it's also good for building or things that needs energy, high energy. Yes, it's good for projects and for spiritual works that is involves building. Yes, it's also good for like blessing of amulets, um, uh, increase in customers, customer drawing. I mean, those type of things that need need growth. Yes. But the best time is the full moon, and the full moon is last 3 days. That is a day to the full moon, then the full moon day itself, then a day after the full moon. Yes, the full moon is also good for all type of work. Yes, and usually it's good for spiritual works, like even for spell casting, for prayers, for all nights. Yes, if you're a pastor, you put your dates on the full moon night, because there the energies are plenty on the planet and it has great effect on us. When you go to the sea, you see that the tide of the sea increases. Yes, if you want to know how the full moon really works, you can see those who have mental problem. Excuse my language. Yes, they become more mad. Yes, yes, and no wonder they are referred to as lunatics. Yes, lunatics. Yes, because lunar stands for moon. Yes, because the moon has got adverse effect on them when it is full moon. Then we have the waning of the moon. Waning of the moon is good for things that need to be decreased, like sickness, it needs to decrease. Yes, things that must wear off. That is after the 3 days, or after the full moon, then the moon begins to reduce in size. And that is when we say the moon is waning. It's good for things that needs to be reduced. Then we have got the dark of the moon. The dark of the moon is when 3 days to the new moon. I mean, when the moon begins to wane, it wane. 3 days to the new moon is the dark of the moon. This is usually good for those of the left hand part, or let me say the black, those who are involved in black magician, evil works. Yes, they prefer the dark of the moon. Yes, so we have the new moon, the waxing of the moon, the full moon, then the full moon, the waning of the moon, and yes, the waning of the moon. So that is what we have, and this can all have effect on your work spiritually. You see, so as a newbie or as a neophyte, I would advise you to observe the moon phases, because it will aid you in your work. But once you become experienced, you can overlook some of these things. It's just like if if you know my house, if you know my house, I don't need to give you another direction to the house. But if you are a new person coming to the house, then you need to be directed. That is exactly that. Shalom, peace. I suppose I've been a blessing to you. Shalom, shalom, peace.